Hey guys, Cameron here. How's it going? Kind of a slow day today. It's pretty cold outside and super windy, so just hanging around the house. Thought I'd make a video. I've been thinking about this for a while now because I'm really interested in other people's answers, not so much what I have to give you. But I wanted to talk to you today about my favorite backpacking experience of all time, my favorite all-time trip. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tag a couple people that I would love to hear their response. And if they want to pass that tag on and ask people that they're interested in knowing, I would love for this to kind of spread a little bit because I would love to hear people's answers to that question. Just what is your all-time favorite backpacking trip or experience? So, my favorite all-time backpacking experience was one of my first few videos on YouTube. This was my third trip to Guadalupe Mountains, and it was my first ever solo trip out there. It was kind of what really got me interested in continuing on making YouTube videos. So just a really cool experience. So this trip, I went out there solo. I woke up about 3 a.m. one morning and drove 7 or 8 hours out to West Texas. And it had just snowed in the Guadalupe Mountains the night before, quite a bit for that area. And I was, from what the ranger told me, the only person in the backcountry, which kind of had my nerves going a little bit, as that was my first big solo trip. And went up to Tejas campsite that night. Well, first I summited Hunter Peak, which was a really neat experience. The wind was blowing so hard up there. My fingers were freezing when I took my gloves off to try to operate my camera. But I made it back to the Tejas camp. The snow got deeper and deeper the further past Hunter Peak that I made it. Got back to Tejas camp, set up my War Bonnet Ridge Runner hammock. Stayed pretty warm that night, had a 0-degree Jacks Are Better quilt, and didn't really do much around camp. Just set up my hammock, had dinner, and went straight to sleep. I think I slept probably 10 hours that night, maybe 12 hours, and it was really neat being out there by myself. Really cool seeing all that snow with nobody else's footprints in it. Then packed up that morning, and on my way back down the mountains, I saw some big cat tracks in the snow, which was really neat. Made it back down the mountain that day and drove out to the Salt Basin Dunes, which is a really cool area of Guadalupe Mountains National Park over on the western side of the park. It's quite a drive to get around there through Del City, but was also the only person out there, and I got to sit on the dunes and take that all in. Just a really neat perspective of the mountains that I don't normally see, and always coming in from the east side or the north side of the mountains. You get over on that western side, that western face that just drops straight off. It's really cool. So I experienced it from out there, stayed at Pine Springs that night. And then the last day of my trip, I made the hike out from Pine Springs all the way out to the Shumard campsite and the Williams Ranch House. And that is an absolutely, totally underappreciated part of the park. That was a really cool area. You may think that that trail is flat because it doesn't go up into the mountains. It is definitely not flat, a lot of up and down. And in fact, I think you actually drop down almost 1,000 feet down to the Williams Ranch House and camp at the Shumard campsite, which the campsite itself is absolutely nothing to talk about. It's nothing nice or anything like that, but sitting on that front porch and imagining what it was like a long time ago, back when people actually ranched out there, is a really neat experience. And then just watching the sunset bounce off those rocks there on the Guadalupe Mountains, just really cool. And then I guess the next morning woke up and hiked back, saw a bunch of mule deer. That was my first experience out there where I really got to experience the super high Guadalupe Mountains winds. And just a lot of cool experiences. It was neat to do it solo and kind of get over my slight fear of the unknown and being alone. And it was just a really cool experience. I'm going to add those videos into the end of this video. So if you'd like to see those, they'll play right after this. I'll also put the link to those videos down below. So that is my all-time favorite experience. That was probably 4 years ago or something like that. And since then, just a world has opened up to me. I love going solo now, love going to Guadalupe Mountains. Just it all kind of goes back to that. Like I said, it wasn't my first trip out there, but it was my first solo trip. I feel like I did a lot of growing up and a lot of learning on that trip. And it was just a really cool experience that means a lot to me. So I would like to know what a couple other people's favorite all-time trips or backpacking experiences were. And the first person I want to tag in this is my old friend, Bluecollar Backcountry. Tony, I would love to hear, what is your all-time favorite backpacking experience? You have been around a while and been to lots of places, so I'm sure you got a really cool story to tell, and I would really love to hear about that. The second people that I would like to hear from are my YouTube friends, the Texas HIKEaholics. These guys go absolutely everywhere, all over the country. They're always backpacking, always hiking. They've been more places than just about anybody that I know. And I would love to hear, guys, what is y'all's all-time favorite backpacking experience? Y'all's favorite trip? And then the last person I would like to hear from is Jason Wish. Jason, it would be awesome to hear what your all-time favorite backpacking experience is. I know you've done a lot of really cool stuff, and definitely up in Ohio and the Midwest, a lot different than around here. So it'd be really neat to hear your perspective. So if you three guys would love to share with us, that'd be really cool. If not, no big deal. Anybody else? I mean, you are definitely free to do so, or comment down below. Love to hear from everybody. Like I said, about to add in my first video from my favorite experience. And if you want to watch it, hang around. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, I've come to know the wish list of my father. I've come to know the shipwrecks where he wished. I've come to wish aloud among the overdressed crowd. Come to witness now the sinking of the ship, throwing pennies from the seatop next to it. And I've come to roam the forest past the village with a dozen lazy horses in my cart. I've come here to get high, to do more than just get by. I've come to test the timber of my heart. Oh, I've come to test the timber of my heart. And I've come to be untroubled in my seeking. And I've come to see that nothing is for naught. I've come to reach out blind, to reach forward and behind. For the more I seek, the more I'm sought. Yeah, the more I seek,
That's the first spot I've been that hadn't been so windy I couldn't talk. Made it to Guadalupe Mountains National Park. I'm on the Tejas Trail, headed up to Tejas campsite. The winds are really strong. Been out here a couple times before. The winds hadn't been bad at all. I've read a lot about them, but never experienced them.
And I've come to meet the sheriff and his posse, to offer him the broadside of my jaw. I've come here to get broke, then maybe bum a smoke. We'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. Oh, we'll go drinking 2 towns over after all. And I've come to meet the legendary takers. I've only come to ask them for a lot. Oh, they say I come with less than I should rightfully possess. I say the more I buy, the more I'm bought. And the more I'm bought, the less I cost. And I've come to take their servants and their surplus. And I've come to take their raincoats and their speed. I've come to get my fill, to ransack and spill. I've come to take the harvest for the seed.
Since I left Hunter Peak,
I've come to
I
take
hiked halfway back down that trail. Figured out I dropped my tripod for my camera somewhere, so I hiked back up Hunter Peak. Didn't find it, back down. I was gonna take the Bull Trail all the way to the Tejas campsite, but I wanted to find my tripod, so I hiked all the way back to the Tejas Trail. Still didn't find it. Talked to some other people who come through the same trail. They didn't see it. I have no idea where it's at. Then, once I got back to the Tejas Trail, I took what I thought was the Tejas Trail at a junction. I actually took the Bush Mountain Trail for a quarter mile until I got to Pine Top Campground. Figured out I need to turn around. Came all the way back. Finally, I'm on the right trail.
I've come to say exactly what I mean.
The snow covering these trails making it tough to navigate.
So many things.
Gotta love it.
And you've come to know me stubborn as a butcher. And you've come to know me thankless as a guest. But will you recognize my face when God's awful grace strips me of my jacket and my vest and reveals all the treasure in my chest?
Lasagna. It was delicious. I literally ate the lasagna, licked the spoon off, and crawled in my sleeping bag. I was asleep within 15 minutes.
Fucked it, friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet.
Another one of these water tanks up on the Juniper Trail. Really not too far from the last one, maybe, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile. Maybe that was a water trough or something. You see these spikes in there. Hail of some sort.
Chicken bacon stick with us. But I could see for miles, miles, miles. Third and Lake, it burnt away the whole way. Was where we learned to celebrate. Automatic portraits, you told me. And that you made me liberate. Not the meaning nor the thread that lost the crew. See nothing that's enough for me. And I want to salute.
So I finally sat down and take a breakfast break, I guess. This is the first time since I've been hiking that I stopped to actually take my pack off, sit down and take a break. Yesterday I Kept it on the whole time. It's like straight through. Just taking in this view, man. It's
Christmas night, clutch the light, the hollow bright. Above my brother right, and saying it's fine.
yes, the
We smoked the
turn around so you
screen
can
to
see.
make you what it was
That
to
would be the west side, Guadalupe Mountains. Pretty cool. I've never seen it from this side. It's my third time out here.
And once I knew I was not magnificent.
Man, that was a windy night. That was probably the windiest night I've ever camped in. Sitting down here at base camp. It's a much nicer up to take us down in the hole, protected by the trees. So I decided to run up here to the ruins of the Pinery, which is was a station on the Butterfield mail route. It was built in 1858, and they abandoned it the next year, 1859. They shifted the trail farther south.
Ring like silver, ring like gold. Ring out those ghosts on the Ohio. Ring like clear day wedding bells. We're with the belly of the beast and the sword that fell.
Well, just started hiking the Capitan Trail. It's very cold, very windy. Well, it's not really all that cold. It's 35 whenever I started. It's very windy. Some light snow flurries coming down. Anyway, I think this trail's pretty much exposed. Just got to keep moving and stay warm.
They come to me clear and cold. Some say why's the world spinning ways, night machine. And I'm done crazy, couldn't you tell? Threw stones at the stars, but the whole sky fell. Now I'm covered up in straw, belly up on a table. Well, I drank and sang and passed in the
That little saddle's what I just came over. It's so windy. Golly, you better be hanging on to your hat right there. I think that was stronger than up on the peak. Woo!
I am the day, I am the dawn, I am the darkness coming on. And I am once, I am twice, I am the whole, I'm just a slice. Some call me gone, some call me here. None are wrong, none are near. I am right now, I am back then. I will return, don't ask me when. I am the disappointed kiss, I am the unexpected harvest. I am the old Kentucky home, I am the son who runs the farthest. I have done wrong, I will do wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing wrong. And I am faith, I am belief, except for when I'm not. I am the teeth of champions, I am rust and water rot. And I am sleep, I am breathing, I'm the missing of the passing seasons. I am the brush, I am the stroke, some sickness come to the best of folks. I am renewed, I am just made, I am unchanging. I'm a pasture fenced about the edge, I am Dakota thunder raging. And by my shoes and by my feet and by my soul and wonder, I am the tracks we've laid above, I am the tunnel running under.
Had an awesome time. Look forward to doing it again.